While cleaning up from a recent pour, I spotted these beautiful patterns made by the drips falling off the canvas as it dried, and I have to admit these accidents, intended to be thrown away, are more detailed and interesting than the best intentional pour I've ever managed. It's depressing. But as long as we're here, we might as well move in closer for a better look. To provide a scale for how fine these patterns are, this is the tip of a toothpick. Let's move around a little to see some more. I wish I could create something this fine on a larger scale. Still, I have the compensation that as attractive as these patterns are, they're effectively invisible unless you happen to have a microscope handy. Let's get back to some full-size art. The tilt pour technique worked so well in the previous video, I decided to try fine-tuning it. This time, the tilt was set by raising the pour end just 3/8 of an inch. I was also careful to make sure the canvas was level left to right so the flow wouldn't drift to one side or the other. I'm repeating the black, red, and white colors because they look so striking, and besides, Halloween is approaching and this color scheme seems appropriate. I'm trying to pour the line as straight as possible, but I'm finding it harder than it would seem to be. And here's what it looks like after a little tilting. Not too bad. This one makes me think of a red volcano spewing out white lava. This is the same setup, except here I'm pouring the paint left to right instead of up and down the canvas. As you can see, I'm having an even harder job pouring in a straight line. I have the same problem trying to pour concentric circles when attempting ring pours. There the lines overlap so much, my wife calls them spaghetti pours. This wasn't a big problem with the up and down pour, but here the overlapping pores destroy the evenness of some of the lines. It came out okay, but would have looked a lot better if there weren't so many overlapping lines. Fortunately, there's an answer to my inability to pour a straight line. I call it the kitchen drawer pour. Using the drawer as a guide, pouring straight lines shouldn't be a problem. An added bonus is that it should eliminate any shakiness that invariably goes along with an unsupported hand. And here we go. Right off the bat, it was obvious the pour lines were much straighter. It was also easy to control the length of the pour stroke so that they were all closer to the same length. And frankly, it was a lot more fun. If you watch the line of paint pouring out of the cup, you'll notice that sometimes it wiggles, while other times it flows straight down. Each produces interesting patterns. Which takes place appears to be determined mainly by how high above the canvas the cup's lip is positioned. The drawer pour makes it easier to control which of these takes place and provides the artist more control over the composition. By rotating the canvas 90 degrees, it's possible to use the same technique to pour up and down the canvas. Let's stop the pour, give the canvas a little tilt, and see what we've got. This one looks so good as is, I almost decided not to do any tilting, but I wanted to see if the red and white areas could be widened. It worked, but I'm not really sure if it improved it that much. I wanted to do an up and down pour using the drawer, but I ran out of red and black ink, so it'll have to wait for next time. Be assured I'll be the first person through Michael's craft store doors tomorrow morning. I hope you enjoyed this video. Next time I think I'll take a look at colander pours. Until then, I hope you'll pay a visit to my main website at waynesthisthandthat.com. I don't sell or advertise anything, so you'll be safe from pop-ups.